Justice League Unlimited issue 15, Mark Waid writing with Dan Mora on the art. And yeah, I didn't want to read more of the Magnificent 10 or whatever this group was calling themselves.
The Terrific 10.
Terrific, that makes sense, because Mr. Terrific's the one leading them. And he's an egomaniac, that Mr. Terrific.
So it's Sean Isaacs and Dan Mora, and it's split because this issue does stuff between the Terrific 10 that are left going to hell, and then this other oddball group that's going to attack Neron set up in I think Oklahoma, in the small town. Here's my big issue with this, man, is that all JLU has been as a tie-in book ever from the beginning, and we've talked about this every time. This one especially, because it starts tying into another thing that kicked All In off, and I don't remember if we read it or not. And this was I have to find it, the Justice League Dark Tomorrow special. Did we read that, Pete? It came out in July of 2025.
I'm pretty sure we did.
Okay, it did not make a dent because I can't remember. I had to go back look at what happened in it. And I vaguely remember it, but did I vaguely remember it because I skimmed it?
No, I think we did, because it was...
Or what?
I think it's something we got like a little tease of in the Free Comic Book Day. I think it was the thing that led into whatever we were doing that summer, right? I think that was...
Because it was like it was the epilogue to We Were Yesterday.
Yeah, I think we read it, yeah.
Okay. So this picks up where that left off. So they're having all these communication issues in the Watchtower, and Blue Beetle's there, and he has that, a bunch of these new heroes, that Waid has dropped in, and this is all the Dan Mora art, I believe, or this might be this is the Isaacs. Either way, it looks great. The art across it is really the high point of this issue, but they're trying to figure all these communication issues, and out of this portal that opens up with the communication issue is our good old buddy Airwave, who sacrificed himself and apparently did this whole adventure with the Legends of Tomorrow and Vanishing Point and started fighting Darkseid's Legion there. So Airwave ends up taking this team to of Cadejos, Golden Frog, and Boruca, who I guess are all three of these heroes from Costa Rica, down into Oklahoma to fight Neron's forces that are essentially sacrificing this town in order to give the villains this extra power while Earth is being turned into the new apocalypse. And they show up and they wreck shop. They get to show some fun little action sequences. They save Kid Flash, and Kid Flash goes to save all these souls that are being held in this organ in this church. And Neron pops up. He's like, "Oh, I don't do that because, if you do this, then, their souls are going to go back to an Earth that's already being destroyed. But if the souls are here with me, at least they're still around. So, pick what you want to do. It's your choice, annihilation or your arch enemies," which was super, super weird for Neron to make the thing like that. And then the other back half of the issue is what's left of the Terrific 10. And my biggest issue here was just with how disposable all these characters are. And I know that's comics, and I know these are all time displaced characters or whatever, but Waid went out of our way to make it a big deal that Superman had to give up his hope on that boat ride, all right, to cross the river Styx. And within the first action sequence, Superman sacrifices himself to this big monster because there's no point in anything, and it's all gone. And then they get to the end of this snowfield, where it confuses these guys because it's hell. It's supposed to be hot, but apparently it's just meant to be punishing. And not Terry McGinnis, which still, wait, just make him Terry, because a lot of the stuff that's going on here by making him Tim in the Batman Beyond suit, it doesn't feel right. He tells Terrific that he never felt that he belonged with the big guns. And that's super weird coming from Tim Drake, who, is been around for a while. I would feel like when he finally takes his place as Batman, I feel like that's something Tim would feel that he earned. and that he can be on the same as his friend Connor or whoever else, you know. So Terrific gives him a pep talk while this is going on, and Superman sacrificed himself, and then the Hawk character goes to fly over this big lake in the middle of hell and gets, you know, pulled in because he thinks he's helping somebody, and it ends up, you know, transforming him into this weird squid-like hawk creature that starts attacking everybody. And he goes to this hawk creature goes to attack Dr. Fate, and Batman Beyond steps in front of him and gets killed and has this big red shirt death moment that he sacrificed himself so Dr. Fate could work the magic on this hawk creature. So yeah, so that only leaves Dr. Fate, Terrific, and Owl Woman, and they end up getting to essentially Neron's doorstep, where promptly Owl Woman and Dr. Fate are ripped apart by demons. And so none of the Terrific 10 outside of Terrific are left standing. And it just makes me think, I know when you engage with art like this, you're supposed to critique what we're given, not what you feel it should be. However, I feel like Waid's been around comics enough that he could have told the same story with Terrific, because where it's going to go, and him going, this man of science going through hell, and the tolls that it's going to take on him and his soul, without adding these expendable characters, because none of their deaths feel like there's any impact, right? Even though Waid does a job of trying to make us care for him, anytime they die, it's just kind of treated with a shrug. Outside of the two that die here at the doorstep being ripped apart by demons, Terrific just is kind of like grimaces, and it's like, oh, that sucks. Which, if Terrific doesn't care, why should I? Right? This is the character that's going through it. And I just, again, I have higher expectations of Mark Waid, right? So this all culminates in that Terrific offers himself to be Neron's vessel on Earth. Like, when this is all said and done, you know, I need you to stop doing what you're doing so we can save Earth. And once it's all done, I'll be your guy up there, and I'll facilitate things in order to work in your favor. And Neron's like, oh, you know, that seems nice if I already didn't have that. And Owl Woman ends up zapping him from behind with some mystical bolt of energy, and said that position's already been filled. So apparently this time displaced Owl Woman has already given her soul to Neron to be that person on the outside. And it ends with Holt getting up and looking over and being shocked that this had happened. So yeah, the art is easily the highest point. Like, we get the balance of Mora and Isaacs, and I don't think there's a clean split. I don't think like Mora's doing the Earth stuff and Isaac's doing the Hell stuff. I think they were just splitting up pages. But like this last reveal of Owl Woman attacking Hawkman looks fantastic. The way that the greens hit, the look of shock on both of their faces, like just alone, the look on her face is like, I'm so sorry, but I was forced to make this decision. So all that stuff's really good. I just wish I cared about the story more. And I'm upset at myself for reading it. Just because like I had a chance to get off the bus and I stayed, and now the bus is broken down in the middle of a desert and I'm stuck because, and yeah, it was my own personal hell. But I'd wish that we had built up these characters a little bit more. So when they get killed in hell on this mission, it feels like Terrific has just a little bit more like remorse and stuff versus just kind of like, I'm going to miss that blue Superman. And again, that whole thing of Superman giving up his hope, that's a big deal, right? Like, I believe that it was Waid that did the whole S stands for hope, right? Like, that was in Birthright.
I think so, yeah.
So for him to bring that back here and just ultimately make it feel meaningless, like, I don't know, man, it just doesn't leave me feeling good. And if it wasn't for Batman and Robin Year One, I would start to feel that Waid is washed, but we know what he's capable of. We know there's some greatness still in there.
I think you're also forgetting that you're enjoying action comics right now as well.
That's true too. But yeah, some of these other books, man, I just feel like, I don't know. I definitely enjoyed Justice League Red more. And just because those characters, at least I feel there's proper dynamics between them. Like it meant something with Red Canary and what her apparent sacrifice was and stuff, versus here, where it's just everything's just happening for the sake of a story as a filler. So yeah, this was ultimately disappointing, and I can't give it less than a 5 just because the art is so strong. So I'm gonna give it a 5 exactly, just on, you know, the efforts of Mora and Isaacs.